Hello. Hopefully everything is working today. We did have one minor technical issue, but it resolved itself. So I'm going to say that was it for the stream today. And we should be completely good for the rest of the stream, minus me having my sticker over my camera. Okay, there we go. Hello. All right, I'm double checking all of the settings and everything that we're still good. Everything is perfect. It's you, bless you. Hello, good afternoon. It should be afternoon for you, right? Hi, Dinosaur, how are you? Echo. Echo. Why is there an echo? Is it an echo with the music or with me talking? I don't see. That's muted. No, for Cece, how are you? Oh my gosh, long time no see. Alright, I don't see anything, so you can let me know what's going on, Dinosaur. But how are you? Let's see what's happening. How's life? Try refreshing maybe, or like what I had happen was I had two tabs open one time and I didn't realize it. So I was like, "Is your stream echoing?" And they're like, "What is it?" And then I checked and I was like, "Oh." For some reason I have two tabs open. I don't know. That could be it. It could be me. I don't know. It could be anything. So, how is everybody doing? It is December 14th, and hearing aid malfunction, maybe. Your guess is as good as mine. Hey, Rosario, everybody's coming in. How are y'all doing today? Happy holidays. All right, quick heads up today in the server. In approximately 2.5 hours will be the movie time. Donnie voted for, I have the tab open somewhere, Christmas and Mistletoe. So I'm going to check and make sure it works. And as I turn it off, okay, so it happens. And so we're going to be watching that once I make sure it works. And then you can get your bingo cards ready. They are in the announcements. Cooking dinner, so that's fine. Don't worry about it. I hope you have a good dinner. You're getting married. Whoa, we are so behind on news. Bro, we need to catch up. Girl, what's happening? What is going on? I need the details. I'm now in Iowa, which is a different state than Florida. And that's where I'm living now. So we have snow here for the first time ever. So that's exciting. So that's kind of my life update. And also I know how to crochet now. So that's another life update. But that's so awesome. Congratulations on getting married. That's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. But yeah, so today I thought we could try and do another AI pattern. And this one is of a doggy. I wonder if I can show. Hold on. It is. Make sure, like, if the wrong screen shows up, that it'll still be good. So here we go. So this is what I'm going to be trying making today. I already did the math. I already wrote down the pattern. I have no idea if the pattern's going to work. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So there we go. I want to make another. So if people didn't hear, I have made an AI pattern before where I took an AI image of a pattern and I made like the real thing of it. And then it's available for free in my shop if you want to go check it out. You math. I know this is the worst part of crochet is the math. So I have the light brown. I have the dark brown for the ears because it looks like there's dark brown ears. And I try and match as close as possible because it's just a fun challenge for me. I do have some red. I don't know if this is going to be enough red, but I do have more red just in case. And then I have white because it looks like it's supposed to be a Santa dog. But I want to make it more Santa. So I am going to be changing the pattern a little bit. So I'm going to add like white, like the Santa Claus outfit. And then I have black for the belt. And then I have this bit of yellow, which is the last of this yellow that I bought accidentally, and I hate it a lot. It's not a pleasant for me yellow. It's way too bright. Like, it is not. It looks very nice on stream. I promise you in real life, it's just like, oh God, what is happening? Jesus. This is very much like emergency warning, look out below yellow. It's too much. So I made like a ton of candy corns, if y'all remember, to try and get through it. I made my nephew's Christmas present out of it. Both of them, I think, out of it, just to try and get rid of it. I don't enjoy the skill. It's too much. It's too much. All right, so this pattern will be free, so you're welcome to follow along if you would like. I'll read it out loud, but then I'll also, it'll eventually be in the Discord and eventually be in my shop too, so. Video game climb here, yellow, exactly, exactly. All right, so I'm going to use a 3.5mm hook and just see where that goes, but how is everybody going? Color hate from artists, so typical. Listen here, Donnie. You try and stare at that yarn while you're working. But how are you? How's everybody doing? All right, so magic ring of 6, and we're starting with the head. This is going to be a very sew heavy pattern because I just can't be bothered to make it no sew. I'm so sick of all the like, I'm not using a pattern unless it's no sew attitude. Like, y'all get out of here and just zen, okay? Just enjoy the process. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more to make 6. But how's everybody doing this weekend? We had so much snow again. We had another snowstorm come in, and I'm just not used to this. My Florida butt is like looking outside. Well, right now it's not snowing, but like it was, and I'm just like, okay, this is the thing. Like, every time I look out, do you think I'd get used to it by now? I'm still not used to it. There's just snow everywhere. There are also bunnies. It's very exciting. I have seen, well, when we first stopped by here in the summer, there was so many bunnies just everywhere. Everywhere. Bunnies and like this one particular type of bird, but I forget what type of bird it was. They are not actually white. They are brown. I am surprised. I was expecting white, but maybe that's like because it's not like a constant snow place here. Maybe they stay brown, or maybe it's just early in the season, so they're not white yet. I don't know how it works. Like, I don't know if we're snowy north enough to get white bunnies or not, but they're all brown. But there were a ton of them, and then when fall hit, I like didn't see any of them. There were like no bunnies. And then now winter, and there's snow everywhere, and now there's bunnies again. And I'm like, do y'all hibernate in fall? Where did you go? Well, Iowa is as a state, that's fine. Just imagine corn everywhere, and you have it down. It's literally that. It's just corn everywhere. Nothing, literally nothing else. Corn and buildings in between the corn, but mostly corn. So it's kind of like, no, yeah, buildings in between the corn. Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous. Like, everyone in the States here knows that Iowa, middle of nowhere, children of the corn, middle of nowhere, nothing going on, corn. And that was the stereotype. And I was like, surely, me as a Floridian who understands that people are like, Florida is just Disney World. And it's like, Orlando is, yeah, sure. Beaches, yes. Really, like, run-down places, yes. Disney, no. But then you're like, surely Iowa can't just be corn. And then we come here and there's literally just corn everywhere. So flat and corn, yes. Dotted with towns, or towns, yes. Cities, no. There's like, I think one city here, and that's probably the capital, and that's like a big town. That's like not even like I wouldn't call it a city. I don't think there's any building in the capital taller than like 5 floors. Occasional village, yes. But I'm like, what are the bunnies doing though? Like, aren't they cold? But it is really cute because after the most recent snowstorm, I could see like little bunny paw prints everywhere. I'm like, that's so cute. A flat version of my area. It is funny though that like it lives up to the stereotype. Although I did talk to one guy who's lived here all his life, and he said he was like bothered by me saying it was just corn. He's like, no, it's corn and Trek. I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry. Okay. Looks like Iowa's okay. Alexander and I keep making fun of this because we can't get over it. But the main road here in town Okay, I don't know the colloquial version of how you say this, but each side there's 2 lanes. That makes it a 4 lane, right? So that's the main road. Like the main road that connects to everything. Like it's the highway here in our town. And it's like neighborhoods line up the edges of it. It's honestly kind of embarrassing. It's really funny though. I'm not used to that. I'm used to main roads being that's a 2 lane? Okay, because I call them 2 lanes, but then my mom calls them 4 lanes. And I'm like, which is it? I don't know. You count the lanes going the same way? Okay. That's how I've always done it. But then what do you do when it's like a one-way? Oh, I guess you just say one-way, right? Instead of 1 lane. That makes more sense. Okay. I like you, Johnny. All right, we're on the same page here. But yes, there's one right in the middle that just goes like straight up. Pull the maps literally just into a grid of squares. Yes. Alright, I'm losing track. Hold on. Okay, it's a single increase. Okay. We need to increase next. Let's see if I can make at least 1 dog today on stream, and hopefully it goes well, and I did all of my math right, and I won't have to fix anything. Wouldn't that be wonderful? But, yeah, it's been a wild experience living here. And I guess, like, it kind of doesn't count because, you know, back when I was in Florida, like, all the towns are kind of connected, so you have, like, one kind of really big town, but it's technically separate towns, but they're all, like, right next to each other. So this one is the same size of where my parents live, technically, by population. But, it's definitely not in vibes. Like it's so funny. There's like one other street that has like the shopping district, and that's where all the stores and restaurants are, and that's just really weird to me. I'm like, aren't those supposed to be like spread out and you have like multiple? It's like, no, there's just one, and the Walmart is right next to the Target. And I still can't get over that. I'm very sad though that the Home Depot, there's no Home Depot here, but there is a Lowe's. But the Lowe's is not right next to the Menards, I think is how you pronounce that store's name. And actually, I might be Team Menards now. Okay? Nobody outside the US knows what the hell I'm talking about. Probably nobody outside of the Midwest knows what I'm talking about. But if you understand home improvement store, basically like lumber, carpet, windows, anything to like build a house, basically. Those kind of stores. The 2 main ones that we have here, the 2 biggies, are Home Depot and Lowe's. And apparently there's also a Menards. I did not know this. We do not have those in Florida. But it's a nice store. I like it a lot, actually. I think I like it more than the other 2. I've lost count already. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're good. We're still good. But then you still have like the regular staples here, which I feel like almost makes it a little less exciting, because then it's like, I was talking with one of my tutors, and it's just kind of like every town is sort of the same here in the US. It's like, yeah, we have our McDonald's and like our Targets and like, I don't know, those usual stores. There's not really like too many local vibes, I guess, unless you go downtown and there's like local shops. When did I move? It was August that we came here. So it's been, when did we come in August? I think it was the beginning of August, right? So August, September, October, November, December. It's been 5 months. But I mean, I like it so far. I've been having fun. It's actually really nice that all of the roads are really small. And I don't think there's been any one-way roads, which is really nice, because Tallahassee is full of those. Like, basically you have a 50-50 shot, depending on where you're driving in Tallahassee, that you hit a one-way road. And I hate it. I hated driving there, and all of those kids drove so fast. It was an extremely college-feeling town, very much so. And this is also a college town, but it does not feel like it. So that part's cool. I do enjoy that. And everybody's crazy nice, which is also weird. And my dad's like, oh yeah, that's the Minnesota, hold on, the Minnesota nice. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I don't know if it's just like people in my dad's circles or what, but he's like, oh, it's a nice where it's like a faux nice, where they're not actually nice, but they're like pretend nice, I guess. Like in the South, you have like the stereotype of like, oh, come in my home and I'll like make you some lunch or something kind of vibes. Like everybody's like really homey. And I don't think that's 100% the case anymore. At least where I grew up in Florida. Definitely not. But Florida's kind of an exception. Florida's not South. But here, everybody is like genuinely like crazy, crazy nice. Like I come into the grocery store right after another woman walks in, and she's like, and I'm going for a cart because I need a cart. And she's just like, oh, you need a cart? Here, take mine. I'm like, oh, okay. What? And I was walking around like Walmart when we first came here, and I was carrying a bunch of stuff because I didn't realize I was gonna be shopping. You know, the usual, you go for one thing and then you come out with a bunch. And some guy just came up to me and he just gave me his cart. So two people like randomly gave me their cart. Like, people just are happy to strike up conversations. I'm like, this seems really genuine. Who did you interact with that like seemed fake to you? I don't know. But I think my favorite part so far is that everybody drives incredibly well. And it's like, okay, there are actually places that exist where you don't say like, this is where the worst drivers are. Ugh. Which I will say and stand by. California had the worst drivers I think I've experienced so far. In my short life on this planet, driving. Definitely California was the worst. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shit, hold on a second. I lost my count. 4, 5. Okay, this is a double. But yeah, people drive really slow. They're really patient. Everybody's really nice. It's awesome. So that part I like, for sure. And obviously the library with all the language groups just still blows my mind. And we met another person from Uzbekistan. Where do these people come from? Why are they all here? What is this town? Like even in like Florida or California, like we didn't have this many people from such a broad range of countries. So now that's Russia, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, Germany. There's definitely other ones. I forget all of them. There's too many. I can't remember. But like so many people that we've come across just have lived, like we grew up and lived in other countries and came to this town. And I'm like, why this town? In the middle of like nowhere. I don't get it. Did I fuck up? Hold on. This is what happens when I'm on a difficult row. Give me a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're good. Why would you? Why did? Oh, because of the job. Like we didn't have a choice. We didn't pick this place. It was the only job offer we had. But I was hesitant about it. I was a little nervous before we came here. Especially because it's a college town. I was like, I do not want another Tallahassee. But like, even after the kids moved here, it's been fine. I don't know, I'm surprised. Alright, that one's 2. Alright. But I have had quite a few people ask me that though. Especially when I say where I'm from. I'm like, oh, I'm from Florida. And then the first question I get asked after I say that is like, why did you come here? Everybody here apparently has a really nice vision in their head of Florida. And they all really want to live there. And I'm like, good for y'all. I guess they're all sick of the snow. I don't know. I'm like, okay, I will happily take this snow over Florida. Just saying. Oh, my hook got stuck. Get out of here. There we go. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna make that stitch anyway. Take that. Alright. So far we have this shape. This is where we're at. So that's magic ring of 6, increase, single increase, 2 increase, and now we're at 2 rounds of 24. Should I count my stitches? No. Who does that? Who counts? Ew, gross, counting. We did try to go, brown circle, so cute, yes. We did try to go to the park again. I can't remember if I mentioned this. I think I did in the Discord. But I wanted to try and get more snow pictures. I forget the temperature, but it must have been in the negatives Fahrenheit, and I don't know what that is in Celsius other than more negative of Celsius. It was so cold. I think we were a little underprepared because so far it's been in the 20s Fahrenheit, which I think is like -6 or something Celsius. I've had to look up Celsius so much for my tutors to explain the temperatures here. But yeah, so we've gotten used to that for the most part. However, we were just not prepared for whatever temperature it was that day. And holy fuck, that was painful cold. I tried to take as many pictures as I could, and I just like rapid fired it. I'm like, I can't even really line up a shot. I'm taking pictures. And my fingers hurt terribly. I have never felt that kind of like pain before. So that was a new experience for me. Yes, I was wearing gloves. They were apparently not good gloves. So oopsie poopsie, that was my fault, my bad. They were not good enough gloves. So, and we walked out pretty far because Alexander really wanted to check out like one particular spot and then come back. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna sort of trail behind but not go all the way with you. And then eventually I was like, okay, I have to give up. I have to go back inside. I am in so much pain right now. So I'm like rushing back to get warm inside the building. Ooh. But we made it, we did it. I did get some photos, not as many as I would like. I didn't really look them over yet, I don't think. I think I glanced at them, but we're growing the stockpile of snow pictures. I think I made this too big. But we're gonna keep going because I don't feel like frogging. So this first one is just gonna be extra large of a dog. This is what happens when I did all the math in my head instead of testing it out as well at the same time. Also, only have 2 rows before I decrease. Okay. I'm just gonna follow what I wrote down and we're gonna see what happens. But yeah, yesterday was, I think, in the negatives too. My mom texted me and she's like, oh, with the wind chill, it's supposed to be -30. And that's Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, I'm sorry. That's probably like -40 or something Celsius. But yeah, so did not go outside yesterday. And yeah, it's supposed to warm up this week though. But we did have some of the snow melting recently, which was also experience I don't have, so that was fun. The balcony above us was just like pouring water onto ours, and for a second I was like, what are they doing up there? And then I realized it was the snow melting. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Also, my mom mailed us, what are they called? Those things to get snow off your car or whatever. Because I was using a dustpan from our broom. It was working very well. I told my mom that. I'm like, we don't need whatever those things are called. I forget. I'm like, the dustpan works very well. And she apparently did not think the same, and I opened the door one day and there's a box from Amazon and it's a set of those. I'm like, okay, I guess we have these now. Alright, we now have a dome. I also realized, you guys, like, my hands are way down here, so you're kind of just like looking at my face. Maybe I should just like hold my... This is better, isn't it? Don't know why I didn't do that earlier. Okay. Next step is decreasing. Alrighty. I don't think this is going to look how I thought it was going to look, but wait, you're working on something exactly. Yeah, this is... I think it's going to be too big. I maybe should have done one increase row less. Because hold on, let me hold it up to my hand and like match the picture. Yeah, I think it's gonna be too big, but we're gonna keep going because sunken cost fallacy. What is the blue lock thing? That, let me find another one. Is this, and it's called a stitch marker, and this like hooks in. Yeah. There we go. This hooks itself closed. There we go. And it's to keep track of your stitches. So because I'm working in a continuous round, I can't know where the start and the stop is. Everything looks the same. So to make sure that I'm doing exactly like the right math and everything, you put this in your stitch so you know, like, oh, okay, that's where the round continues from, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. There we go. Decrease. Cool, even. Yes. It is funny because when I first started crochet, I did not realize just how much math would be involved. I was like, ooh, look at this art craft. This would be so much fun. And then you realize, oh, it's almost like entirely math. And that's less fun. So I imagine that's probably what knitting is too. Is probably a lot of math. The one time I tried knitting, I was... How old was I? I was older than 7. It must have been late elementary, probably. I also lost count, so this is gonna suck. Give me a second. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. And I remember exactly what it looked like. I used yellow, not like blindingly yellow. It was like a pale yellow yarn. And these knitting needles, and I tried to make a square. And I don't know what I did, but it was so tight. My grandmother taught me. She was like trying to teach me how to knit. And it was so tight, I couldn't even move the needles. Like, it was just like this, like the yarn. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did. I'm gonna blame knitting as a whole, as just a thing. And yeah, so that was the one and only time I've ever done knitting, and I've never done it again since. I found a ton of yarn. Oh, cool. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that though. That's 2 years ago. I feel like there's different people that will say one is easier than the other, but I will say crochet is faster than knitting. So if you want to make like a hat or like a scarf or something, from what I've heard from people who do both, crochet is faster. Yeah, school violent chem. Oh my god, right, Rosara? For real. And I also lost count again, so I gotta count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Every single time it's on the 3. Should just go that way. Just trust that's where I left off. You make cat toys? Aww. I made my mom's a doggy toy, and that was her favorite for as long as she remembered that she had it. She goes through phases of favorites. Oh my god. There we go. I also lost count again. This is ridiculous. You really have to pay attention on these rows that change. Okay, hold on. It's the last is decrease, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2. I stopped again at the 3. Okay. My brain. But yeah, I would say it just takes practice with like most things. I see a lot of people complaining about a stitch, the starting stitch that's called the magic circle, which is what I used in this. They're like, oh, it's so hard, I can't do it. And there's like several different ways you can kind of go about it. But it's like if you just practice it, you can just get it. And there's like also like a backup stitch for people who like really don't want to do it. But I don't think it looks as good. So I don't do that one. I just do the magic circle. And that's how you get this tight little butthole at the top. Alright, so here's the head so far. I think the next one is a single decrease. I don't think this is going to be big enough. But we're going with it. Sunken cost fallacy, no takebacks. This is the code that I came up with. And we're gonna do it. I have a decrease all the way down. Okay. All right. Could I fix it as I'm going? Yes. Will I? No, because I kind of just want to see what this is going to look like. Yeah, if you just look up a tutorial for chains, just start there. Just start with making a bunch of chains. Because my nephew wanted to learn how to crochet, because he saw me like making all this stuff, and like, you know, he's a kid, so he's like big eyes on the prize instead of like the effort that it takes to get there. So I'm like, okay, let's practice chains. And I was showing him what it was, and he's like, but I want to like make a thing. And I'm like, you can't make a thing until you master this. Eventually he got really into it, and he was really enjoying making chains. And then he was like very upset at the prospect of me saying, okay, now take it apart and do it again. And he's like, but all my work. I'm like, you could just remake it. This is not turning out how I was thinking it was going to, but we're gonna keep trudging ahead. I was hoping to get this done earlier because it's like a Christmas pattern, but we'll see. It might be like Christmas in January. Here, make this Santa dog in January. But it'll be free, so no one can complain. Alright, last one for this row. Yeah. Okay, we are at a slightly lopsided head. Here's where we're at so far. I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm not liking how it's coming out. But it is what it is right now. We're gonna just trust the process and keep going. But I made my finger a little hat kind of thing. Okay, I think looking at this, I should have increased one less, because here, let me hold it up to my hand. Oh, you know what, actually it's not that far off size-wise now that I got more of it done. Just for a reminder of anybody who needs to see it. This is what I'm trying to make. The pattern's not real, because it's AI, so I'm trying to just do it by visually looking at it. I wonder if I stuff it, if it'll look better. I didn't want to put the eyes in. I didn't want to commit. I figured I could just sew those in later. But let's try that. Let's, do I have stuffing? I didn't bring stuffing over here. Please hold. Yeah. stuffing will surely fix the problem. You just gotta shove it in there and everything will be okay. You just sort of do some shaping. You just sort of push and press and hope that it looks better than it does. It will be a beautiful dog. We'll have to come up with a name for our wonderful dog that will absolutely look like a dog and not anything else. Okay, here's it stuffed. Here's the stuffing. Do I have a note to stuff? I don't. Let me add that real quick so I don't forget. We should stuff before the final decrease. Stuff. Okay. Next is decrease, and then we're going to be switching to white. Exciting, different color. This is a very nice ball, thank you. I'm gonna try and get like the neck here. So we're gonna just do a decrease all the way around. And it's gonna be a very tight collar from where I put it in the notes. Like we go from bottom of the head right into the outfit. But my idea was to like make it so it's like fluffy, you know? Like I don't just want like a flat white line. So we're gonna be fancy with it. So if you're a beginner in crochet, I would not recommend this pattern. We're gonna be doing what's called front loops only. Which is actually not as difficult as it sounds once you kind of like understand the basics of crochet. Get your butt in there. Oh, this is getting tight. Hold on. Decreases make it smaller. Actually, front loop should be really easy if you can do a decrease. An invisible decrease. I am not sponsored, nor would I accept a sponsorship from the Woobles company, because I'm still salty about them rejecting my job application by not responding to my job application that I did a video for. Bastards. Anyway, but they do have really helpful tutorials on their channel if you want to learn how to crochet. Okay. We have completed the head here. Ooh ah. Next we're going to be switching to whites. So let's just grab my white here and hope for the best. Hold on, I gotta think about how I want to do this. Do I want to change color before? I guess I will. Okay, hold on. We're gonna go back one stitch. I want to change color. I had to pause there for a second. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Alright, then we switch to white. Switch to white. I hate color changing. It's such a pain in the ass. Okay, you go down there. You come up here. You go in there. You pull this way. Alright, we have switched to white. And now it is... What is it? I have increase all the way around. Why did I do that? Oh, and I didn't mark it back loop. Okay, hold on. I am gonna change this part. Hold on. Shit, that changes a lot of the pattern. So I want front loops only. I want a single increase. And that should be 9. Oh god, I'm gonna have to change all my math. Ugh. And I want red back loop only. Back loop only. And that should be 12. Which is not enough. But that's straight. Okay, we're gonna go for it. Don't mind me doing some math in my brain here. So I want front loop only if I did single. Okay, we're just gonna go. We're just gonna do it. YOLO. This is so tight. Okay, here we go. First stitch. It's so small. I watched a Christmas movie yesterday. I did not get a bingo, but I don't think I was going to get a bingo with it anyway. It was called A Mermaid for Christmas or something, I think. It was actually kind of cute. It was very much a small budget film. Like, it wasn't a Hallmark movie. You can smell the smoke from here. But I liked it. It was very cute. The ending just like happened. It was so fast. I'm like, oh, everything's concluded now. Oh, we fixed, okay. All the things are done. All of the issues we had, everything is solved. Okay. But it otherwise was very cute. Alright, I should have one more. And this should be a 2. 1. And then, oh lordy, my god. This is gonna be a bitch and a half. I wanted to do backstitch. There's nothing in there! Look how tight! What? I'm supposed to get my hook in there? Okay, hold on. If I spread this out, I can't even see anything. Give me a second. I'm trying to make this work. Okay, we're gonna undo that part so I can take out the hook, so I can... Mistakes might have been made. Mistakes might have been made. Alright, let me think. This is where we're at right now. It says, I like this. I'm liking it. It does look puffy. That's what I wanted. I don't know how to get into... Unless I did back loop only on the white? I think I'm gonna have to do that because I can't get to the brown. It's too small. All right, let me, okay. And red, back loop only in the white. In the white yarn. All right, we're gonna do that because I can't, I'm not getting in there. I'm gonna cut my brown because I don't need it anymore. This is what I'm talking about. Crochet is just nothing but thinking and math and just, this is why, like, why? This is I was gonna say this is probably why people stick to wearables, but even if you do a wearable, you still have to do math. I think the only way you can avoid doing math is if you just do like a granny square blanket. Because like everything else has math. And you just make the blanket as big as you want. You just stop whenever you're like, this is good. This is a good size. I'm shoving the yarn in if anyone's wondering what I'm doing. But I'm using the hook, so it keeps grabbing the yarn and pulling it back out. Here we go. Math's scary. Why? Why does this hobby have to have math? Dude, I dropped out of college because of math. I like, what was it? What was my class? I think it was statistics. That I failed statistics. I had to retake it. I don't know if I failed it. I might have gotten a D or something, but it was not good. So I had to take it a second time. And the second time I passed it. Okay? I don't remember what I got. It was probably like a B. But Still counts. Alright, get the red. And now it's color changing time. Get that in there, and then we pull here. Move that out of the way. No, wait, I need you to move that way. My lord, I hate all of these things. Okay. Now, it should be back loop. Single increase. I'm looking at the dog. Hold on a second. There's so much thinking that is involved. What was I talking about? Oh, the mermaid movie. So, it's about, what was her name? I can't remember the names, but it was like a Greek tragedy where she was like some Greek god or something, some princess. That's all you need to know. She was a princess, and there was some Spartan guy super into her, and she's like, "Oh, you're a commoner, so I'm not into you." And he's like, "Well, that's very depressing. I'm gonna go off to war and like die now." And she's like, "Yeah, you do that." So, spoilers, by the way, if anybody doesn't want to hear the spoilers for this movie. But this happens all at the beginning. So he goes off to war, he dies, very sad. We're all very sad about it. And she's like, well, okay, on to the next guy, I guess. And so then the guy's mom's like, whoa, there, bitch. I'm gonna curse you for killing my son. And by killing my son, I mean you didn't love him enough. And she's like, I'm sorry, was that my responsibility? And yeah, so she gets cursed to be a mermaid for basically all eternity until she meets up with him again and rights the wrong of not loving him enough. And, you know, now that I'm like saying this out loud, I'm like, this is a really bad plot. What does this say for like women? Like, you need to love your man, even if you don't. But yeah, so now it's in the future, and so she has 10 days. This part was confusing. So she gets legs for 10 days, and she has 10 days to do a act of selflessness for him. And then the curse will be lifted, and she'll have legs again. And okay, hold on. I'm trying to concentrate on this at the same time. Shit, give me a second. I think I did this wrong. Hold on. I'll get back to the movie in a second. There's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. So that was 1, 2. I'm just gonna skip that. We're gonna make it again. She gets to be a mermaid. Nice. I know, right? Like, how is that a curse? You get to live forever and be a mermaid. But maybe she's like the only mermaid ever, which doesn't make sense because if all the Greek myth stuff is real, then that would mean that there are mermaids. So I don't really understand that part. I also really totally fucked up and did something in this stitch wrong. But we're gonna just ignore it and skip that stitch. How about that? And pretend that stitch doesn't exist. And that'll be the first stitch. And then I'll come back to the movie. But the movie was genuinely cute, okay? It was definitely low budget, but still cute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, 12. We're good. We want 12. 12 is the number that we want. I need to quick change this though, because this has to, row 12 needs to be another increase. Make it a single. 2 single increase, and that should bring us up to 15? Is that math? 12? Because you're increasing by... So that one's a 3. If I do it, that would be 12 divided by 3, so you're doing it 4 times, so you increase by 4? Oh, it's 16. It's 16. It's 16. We're good. Okay, hold on. Just change it to 16. I fucking hate this so much. Okay. And we'll come back to that part later. Alright, we'll fix that part later. Ask ChatGPT if you've seen like the shit that it comes up with. I'll show you. It comes up with that. What the fuck is that? It's going through her hand right there. Alright, anyway. So, she's a mermaid. And now we're in the future. We're like 3,000 years or something in the future. And this guy... I don't even know how to describe this man. So he owns a boat, and he doesn't live on his boat, but it's like a livable boat. And the mayor of the city comes in, and she is hardcore flirting with him to the point where I'm like, I'm uncomfortable. Excuse me, woman. Like, what are you doing? And she's like, you need to sell me your bar, and so I can demolish it, because I am the villain of this story and I want to destroy your bar, but I'll give you the money to pay off all of your debt. And he's like, girl, no, we've talked about this. And she's like, yes, but to explain it for the people watching the movie for the first time who don't know the plot, let's talk about it one more time. And so the mermaid chick, who is now, she has legs, and she's standing on the dock on like it's like a multiple dock thing. Yes, we're still talking, it's the future. It's 3,000 years in the future. And they time skipped it. So, so the mayor is talking to the guy, and she wants to buy his bar so she can demolish it for, I don't know, capitalism. And the mermaid chick, who has legs now, is standing on another dock, and she's watching this whole interaction. And she walks up to some random chick who's sitting on a bench, and she's like, yo, who's this person that the guy's talking to? Because she recognizes him. He's like a literal copy incarnation and reincarnation. And she's like, that's my boss. She's the mayor of this thing. I have this job title in this position, and this is what she wants to do, and this is what's happening, and here's the entire plot of the movie I'm telling to this random stranger. And I'm like, wow, that's really in detail for a complete stranger to discuss with somebody. Okay. And so the mermaid chick was like, I must go speak to him. And she ends up not doing that, actually. And he leaves, and she's like, I need to find him. Where did he go? And she learns that he's at his bar. So she has to go to the bar, and he's not there yet, so she arrives before him. And there's 2 other characters there. And I don't remember anybody's names, so I cannot help you. We have the other chick, because the woman on the bench, doesn't matter. She just doesn't come up again. So you have the mayor, and you have the guy, you have the mermaid, and then you have the chick in this bar, and the brother of the guy. Is this making sense? I'm probably making this sound really confusing. I'm trying to show all this stuff in my thing. I'm just, my brain all over the place right now, apparently. But so she interrupts, and they're trying to set up a fundraiser party to save the bar. The bar needs $50,000. It's $50,000 in debt, and they're trying to have a party, invite everybody in town to raise the money so they can save the bar. They only have a little bit of time left before the bank wants to collect the money, so it's kind of like a rush emergency sort of situation. So the mermaid meets with the bar chick, and she's like, do you know the guy? I'm looking for the guy. And the bar chick's like, oh, are you friends with him? And she's like, it's a long story. And the bar chick is like, girl, I'm a bar chick. Like, I'm here for stories, okay? And so the mermaid chick, who is very much like born sexy yesterday sort of vibes, where she doesn't know what anything is nowadays. She was just literally under the water for 3,000 years, apparently. She doesn't know cars, anything modern, but it's like very specific and not everything. She just kind of goes along with certain things. And I'm just gonna chalk that up to like bad writing. But so she tells her everything. She's like, I'm a mermaid princess. I've been cursed. I have to find the guy to help him and lift the curse. And the bar chick's like, uh-huh, interesting. Okay, here's some alcohol. And I don't know why she did that. So the guy comes in later, and the bar chick like pulls him aside, and she's like, listen, this chick thinks she's a mermaid. Okay, it's a whole thing. And she's like, check it out. She's like here to basically be your slave, your personal slave. We'll do anything to help you. We'll help you with the bar. Guy does not want to deal with it, and that's understandable. So he takes the mermaid outside, and he's like, listen, I know you're crazy. I don't really want to deal with that. Why don't you just leave? And the mermaid's like, I can't do that. Okay? And he's like, you're not a mermaid. And then he like gets water splashed on her, and nothing happens. And so in my head, I'm like, well, that makes sense, because she's in the part of the curse where she has 10 days to have human legs. So she wouldn't turn back into a mermaid. That makes sense. But then later, they're like trying to get shrimp for the party. And the shrimp is in salt water, I guess, because I don't actually know why they're trying to cook it. Why would you have live bait? But okay. Anyway, so the salt water gets spilled on her legs. And then she gets her mermaid tail. And she's like, yeah, I was trying to explain to you it's only salt water that turns me back into a mermaid. And so now everybody's just on board that she's a mermaid princess. You sure? So everyone's on board that she's a mermaid princess now. But the guy from the bank is coming soon. Okay? He can't be here with the mermaid. We can't have that. So they take her to the guy's mom's house. And I didn't show this scene earlier, but this scene was so epic. This was clearly like the mom of the guy absolutely has had acting experience. She was by far the best person in the whole movie. And the mayor apparently goes to the mom's house, and the mom is like baking some really beautiful, like genuinely like desserts, really nice looking cookies and cakes and stuff for the fundraiser. So the mayor just walks into the house, which I don't really know how that happens, but like, lock your doors, people. So the mayor comes in, and she's like, hey, so I want your son to sell me the bar. I know you have 2 mortgages out on your home. I know you're in like all this debt. Sell me the bar, and I will pay off all of it. I'm like, how rich is this mayor? Like, what did she do? What the fuck? And so the mom was not having it. She was like super tearing down the mayor chick. I also forgot to mention a really hilarious, completely random flashback that happens right at the start, where the mayor is like, oh, you're like celebrating Christmas or like doing all these things because of Vanessa or whatever her name was. And he's like, don't you bring her up. And then we have a random flashback of his ex girlfriend, wife, who for some reason, like some mysterious circumstances, she died, which we later find out was cancer. And so that's why he's in debt, was because he was paying off all of the shit. I am just completely off with my stitch count here. Hold on a second. But yeah, so he had to pay off all the oh no, I'm not. Oh yes, I am. All of her medical bills, and that's why he's in massive debt, and why his mom took out 2 loans, or just 2 mortgages. And so the mayor is kind of just like holding that over him because she wants to buy the bar, which again, I don't really understand what she wants to buy the bar for. She wants to demolish it to build something. I don't think she ever said what she was going to build. I don't know. Okay, hold on, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're just gonna put in one extra stitch and no one is gonna know, and it'll be 16. Sneaky, sneaky. Anyway, so the mayor kind of like shits on the mom, and she's like, oh, so you're selling these cookies for the fundraiser. How much is this one cookie? Like, I'll help you out here. And the mom was like, $50,000. I'm like, you go, girl. You go, girl. You get it. And so the mayor was just like, whatever, and leaves, all like in a huff. And meanwhile, they bring the mermaid over to the mom's pool because, and this is the actual explanation they gave in the show, the pool is a saltwater pool. Like, just picture a very normal looking swimming pool, but apparently it's saltwater, and that's what's in the pool. And he makes like a comment about it later too, which is so funny. And he's like, just like, oh, my mom has this saltwater pool. And I'm like, who has a saltwater pool? Why does it look like that? Why does it look like a normal pool? So they can put the mermaid in the pool. And I'm just like, if she knows that she can get her legs back by just drying off, why are they putting her in the pool? Because they like don't know what to do with her, basically. So they're like, oh, well, we'll just put her in the, I don't know. But anyway, so she hangs out in the pool for a while. And the mom like sees this, and she's like on the phone with her son. She's like, why is your brother putting a mermaid in my pool? And I'm just like, they must have had so much fun on this set. And the guy's just like, don't worry about it, Mom. I'll just explain it later. And then she's like, okay, but the mermaid's really cute. You should consider dating her. And the guy's like, Mom, shut up. Okay, I love you. Bye. And because apparently now the bank wants the money sooner. And he just does not have the money. And everything for the party that they're planning is going wrong. Nothing is working out. Like, everything's breaking. It's just a bad time. It's just a really bad time. And so eventually the mom goes out to talk to the mermaid. And she's like, so what's your story? Tell me what's up. Because you are clearly a magical being. And I will believe everything you say. And the mermaid's like, I am a Greek princess. And I am here to make atonement for your son because I did not love him enough when he asked me out. And I was like, no, not interested. And I have been forever cursed since then. And I have to make up for that horrible mistake of wanting my own independence and choices in my love interest. Horrible. And the mother's like, that's a very cute, adorable love story. I am here for it. Let me tell you about where we're at, because my son's ex-wife died and is very sad and tragic, and we're in a lot of debt. And the mermaid was like, does gold still count as currency in your time? And the mom was like, yeah. And she's like, take me to the beach. This is all still the very beginning of the movie, by the way. And so the mom off-screen takes the mermaid to the beach, and now we're back at the bar, and the guy is just having a bad time. Classic tales all the time. And the guy is just having a bad time, and the mayor comes in, and she's like, I have like one last chance or whatever for you. And sucks to suck. Like, life is just hard, I guess. Deal with it. Give me your bar. And nobody gets hurt. I don't know. I don't really remember what she's saying. Also, this is coming out very weird. I'm just like looking at it. Oh, it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute so far. All right, I think I need to switch to black though for the belt. So let me do that real quick. But so the mayor is there. She's like just ruining the vibes all around, and then all of a sudden door opens up. Who is it? It's the mom. I'm just writing a note. Black. She comes in, and she's holding a literal treasure chest in her arms. And she's like, did somebody say they need money? And she puts it down on the table. They open it up, and there's a ton of gold coins in there, like gold coins that you could get like from the dollar store. And they're like, is this real? And then they touch it, and they're like, it's real. And then the guy's like, I'm rich. Oh my god, this solves all of our problems. We can pay off all of our debt now. And I'm just like, wow, that huge like dilemma was solved extremely quickly. Okay, what the hell else is supposed to happen? We're still at the very beginning of the movie. Okay, I guess that's solved. So he takes the money off screen to the bank the morning the next day. And so the debt is paid off. The mortgages and everything are paid off. And he's now rich. Like, this is just the next day. And so the mermaid is like, okay, my job is done. And so she goes to leave, and then the guy runs after her, and he's like, well, wait, like, you know, you want to, what's going on? He's like having a connection with her. And she's like, oh, well, my job is done. I helped you with your stuff. So I'm going to leave now. And he's like, no, but I'm into you now. You can't just go. I'm like, not again. Like, dude, come on. And so you need to let it go. And so she's like, I don't know, whatever. Like, they're at the beach, and this part was so weird. She's like, I have to go. It's like, why did you go to the beach? Like, if the quest was done, then you're not a mermaid anymore. Why are you at the beach? Like, girl, leave. Like, go. Like, go somewhere. You know, live your life. But then she's like, bye, no-name white guy. And so she starts to walk away to the water. Again, she thinks that she's human now. She's not a mermaid anymore. She walks up to the water splashes on her, and like they had to move the shot, so it was a little funny. So she's walking over to rocks at the beach. She gets splashed. They move location, and she's now sitting down in the mermaid suit. And oh, that part of the performance was so good. It was like, let me try and reenact it. It was like, why? I worked so hard. I helped him out. Why am I still a mermaid? Why am I still cursed? And it was so good. I'm like, A+ girl, you are going places with this acting career. I enjoyed that part very much. And the guy comes over. His acting also superb. Chef's kiss. It was great. And he's like, just touches her shoulder in like the most like hand hover way, you know, where it's like you take a picture with somebody, you hover over their arm, but just because you can't like feel like you could put your arm on their shoulder. And so yeah, he did that, putting his hand on her shoulder, and he's like, we'll figure something out. Why don't you stay at my house or whatever until then. Pure cinema. Exactly. And so she agrees to that, and I have to count my stitches again. Please hold. You have to wait in suspense for the rest of this movie. I'm sure all of you are enjoying right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That'll be 15, 16, 2 more. So she goes back to his house and like goes to sleep for the night or whatever, and so wakes up, and he's now apparently mega rich, and he's like, let's have a shopping montage, basically. Let's explore downtown and have the most like really on the spot thought of ideas for what to shoot for this montage thing. And the mom buys her a cute little dress, and she did look good in the dress, I will admit that. I will also say this is a very Florida feeling Christmas movie. Like, it takes place in California, so it's just, there's no snow, there's beach stuff everywhere, there's palm trees everywhere. But yeah, so that's the vibe. So they go downtown, and this is like half the movie. It's just the shopping montage. There's so much. I don't even remember all of it. It was too much. So she's like trying ice cream for the first time, and they're like running around and they're laughing, and they're just doing random stuff, and it goes on and on. I'm like, this is where half the movie is. And this is the second montage, by the way. I skipped the first one because it wasn't really worth explaining. But they had a montage for setting up the Christmas tree at the bar. And that was a very long montage. How did you not get a bingo? I think I was just unlucky. Because I had the royalty one too. I was like, yeah, right off the bat, let's knock this one out. But yeah, I did not get a bingo with this one. So, incredibly long montage. He gets back home, and there's like a subplot with the brother and the bar chick being a couple. It's cute, sure, whatever, who cares. And they're just vibing, I guess. I don't know. I don't really remember this part of the movie because like nothing really happens. They already resolved everything but the fact that she's still a mermaid. So I was like, that was a big part of the movie that apparently doesn't matter. And now he's like having his own dilemma because he likes the mermaid chick, but he doesn't want to admit that he likes the mermaid chick, and he keeps saying that he's only known her for a day. So he's like aware of like this, but like it's like his mom is very encouraging. His mom is like, you need to marry this woman. And I'm like, lady, did you ask the chick first? This was the whole problem the first time. But yeah, so I don't really remember what happens after that part. It doesn't really matter. What does matter, oh, they needed like extra decorations. So the mom gives her a Christmas gift, and the Christmas gift is a mermaid ornament. But to hang it on the tree, they needed ribbon or something. So the mermaid was like, oh, I'll just go back downtown to buy ribbon because I remember seeing a shop that had ribbon. And the guy is like, can you do that all by yourself? And she's like, yeah, I've been there already. It'll be fine. And I'm just sitting here like, it's not gonna be fine. He's like, okay, I'll just get you money and you can go buy the ribbon then, I guess. So he just gives her a wad of cash and she leaves, and he is like a dog by the window the whole time. I'm like, my guy, you need a personality that doesn't involve women. I swear to God. Like, you were obsessed with your ex-wife. You were obsessed in a past life. And now you're obsessed again. And I'm like, bro, please get a hobby or something. And so she goes downtown, she gets the ribbon, and gets like a really nice gift bag that the ribbon comes in. I was very distracted by that, by the way. That prop was just a really weird choice. Like, why would you give... She's going to buy ribbon. And they gave her like a Christmas gift bag with like tissue paper and everything. I'm like, she's buying ribbon. Why would she need that? That was the only thing I saw in that shot when she walked out of the store, which is the bag that she was carrying. It was just so random. Why wouldn't you just give her like a paper bag or something? Like, why? That's so fancy. That's so expensive to the store. Like, how much was the ribbon that she bought? Was it like really fancy, nice ribbon? And you're like, oh, for that, like, we'll give you this really nice bag. But like, you know, if it was just like plain cheapo dollar store ribbon, like, why would you give her this really nice bag for that? That just seems like you would be losing money for the packaging. But okay. So she walks out of the store, and lo and behold, who's in the parking lot? It's the mayor. So the mayor is there, and she was spying on this chick, because now she's mad. She's mad at the chick because she knows that the money came from the chick. And she's like, I need to get this chick out of town. I need to get her away from this man. My man. So she makes eye contact with the mermaid. And the mermaid sees her. And the mermaid already is like not a huge fan. And so she walks over to the car and she's like, what do you want? She's like, oh, get in the car. I just want to talk. So the mermaid gets in the car. And she's like, oh, so you're new here in town. Like, where did you come from? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like not really getting any answers. She's like, let's just go downtown to my office. Let's just have conversation. So the mayor takes her to her office, which is an incredibly nice office. I need to look up how much money mayors make, because this woman is loaded. She is like way up there Like, her office is incredibly nice. The car she has, decent. I don't know cars really. It could be a nice car. I don't know, actually. But she's offering, like, at least $50,000 to buy his bar. Which actually... Is that enough money to buy a bar? How much? Because that's not even really enough for a house. It was kind of a small bar. What's the going prices of bars? I don't know if that sounds right to me. Now that I think about it. I'm like, wait a minute. Property prices. How much would that cost? I don't actually know. Anyway, so they go to her office, and there are a bunch of pictures on the wall. Maybe it's a crappy bar. Yeah, I don't know. No, wait, it's in California, and it's next to the beach. No, there's no way it's $50,000. That's gotta be like $500,000 at least, or something stupid. It's in California by the beach. Nothing is reasonably priced there. Also, wait, hold on, I'm doing this wrong. I'm not even paying attention to the pattern anymore. But yeah, so there's a bunch of selfies of her, but like modeling selfies. So she's like dressed up and she's like making faces and stuff, and they're all like hung up on the wall, and it's just one wall with like 9 pictures or something of her and a Christmas tree. And I will give them props. The Christmas decorations were actually pretty good in this movie. They were pretty like reasonable in terms of amount. Like, it wasn't an egregious amount of Christmas decorations. And the trees were actually really pretty. Like, the baubles and everything they picked for them were really pretty. Anyway, so I was also a little distracted by the background. And so she's like making out a whole thing of like, oh, do you know his tragic backstory, and do you know all these things about him, and like, you came in here out of nowhere and you're just being selfish and blah blah blah, you should leave. And then she just like says stuff, and then eventually the mermaid's like, okay, I will leave, but then you need to like admit that you love him still, because apparently they had dated at one point, like the mayor and the guy. And I was like, okay. This guy just, he has a thing with, he has issues with women, I think. I don't know. And so the mayor is just like upset that the chick would mention that, and she's like, I don't still love him, what are you talking about? Whatever, doesn't matter. So the mermaid leaves, and then the brother and the bar chick come back to the mom's house, where the guy was just like pacing by the window. He's like, why isn't she back yet? And the mom is like, well, that's why your brother and the bar chick went out to go and find her. I was like, thanks for that explanation, because otherwise I wouldn't have known what's going on right now. And oh shit, do I need white at the bottom? It actually looks like it could be a cute little doll. It definitely doesn't look like the dog. I have things I need to fix about it, but that's cute. Shit, I need to look up a Santa outfit. Hold on. Please, do they have white at the bottom? I think they do. Santa coat. It does! Okay, shit. I gotta fix that. Right, got a frog. Anyway, so the brother and the bar chick come back inside. And they're like, we found her! She was down shopping at the store, but then the mayor chick interrupted her, and she went in the mayor chick's car. And the guy's like, oh, what could she be plotting? So he leaves all upset. Why can't I frog this? So he leaves all like distressed, thinking like the mayor chick is just, she's up to something, you know, like this is sus. And he drives all the way to the mayor's place. He barges in. They get really uncomfortably close, faces wise. I get it's supposed to maybe be like a joke or something, but like he just like comes up and he's just like this, like they're like this, faces wise, and he's like, I know what you did. You talked to her. Where is she? And the mayor chick's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And eventually she reveals that like, yes, like the mermaid chick was here, and deal with it. she's like, oh, but she left because she knows like that's like what's good for you or whatever. And he's like, why did you tell her that? Blah blah. They have a little thing, and then I don't know. It was nothing really happened, and so he's like, okay, I need to go to the beach because that's probably where she went, because that's the mayor chick was like, oh, at last I saw her, she went out to the beach. So he runs outside to his car, and oh shit, it's a decrease, right? Hold on, what am I doing? No, it is not. Why does it look like I was... Oh, because I did... Oh, never mind. We're good, we're good, we're good. Okay. I need white. So he runs out to his Jeep. It's kind of a nice looking Jeep. And he tries to start the car, but the car won't start. Which I'm like, oh, why do we need this plot point? But then he looks over in the passenger seat, and who's in the passenger seat of his car? That's right. His ex-wife. As a ghost. So she's sitting there, and he's like, oh, if you're here, then that means I'm doing everything wrong, and I shouldn't pursue the mermaid chick. And she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm just like a ghost just here chilling. Like, you need to relax. And he's like, oh, but like, I'm so distressed, and like, if the car doesn't work, does that also mean that I shouldn't go see the mermaid chick, and like, I'm betraying you somehow? And she's like, bro, if your car doesn't work, it just means you need a new car. And I'm like, whoa. What? It's probably the battery. Like, girl, don't need to buy a whole brand new car. Jesus, lady. No wonder you got so much in debt, just saying. Like, that's how you lived your life. No offense, but like, damn. Anyway, so she's like, just leave the car and go run after her. You know, she's at the beach. I'm like, oh, we had to have a running scene. That's what this is about. I see you, K-drama fans. So he leaves his car, runs out to the beach, and the mermaid was also mid-run that he interrupted her. So that, like, to me, it's like, okay, they both came from the same location, right? The mayor's office. If she was running, like, way before he got there, he also then had to get there after she already left. Talked to the mayor for like a good 5-10 minutes at least. Left, went in his car, was in his car for like 5 minutes. And then he eventually ran after her. Wouldn't she just already be in the water and gone? Like, either she ran incredibly slow or walked really slow the entire way until the very end when she decided to like burst into a run last second. Or like he found a shortcut. I don't know, that part was a little distracting for me. I'm like, how did he catch up to her if she was also running? But okay. Anyway, so he's like, where are you going? Don't leave. And she's like, I have to leave because the mayor said that if I don't leave, she's gonna do bad things and something about your bar. I don't know. Sam wasn't really paying attention. And the guy's like, oh, but I fixed all that. I forgot to mention, they made a deal. She's like, okay, I still love you. You can keep the bar. It's fine. And he's like, oh, okay. Thanks, I guess, bye. And so the mermaid chick is like, is that true? And he's like, you were gonna like be a mermaid forever for me? And she's like, yes. I'm like, girl, why? He's not interesting. And so like the water rushes up to her feet, and he like tries to protect her from the water, but it splashes on her anyway. And she doesn't turn into a mermaid. It's like, the curse is broken. Oh my god. And so he's like, oh, you committed an act of selflessness. And oh, I forgot to mention, this was so fucking funny earlier, because when she did give him the gold, and she's like, but I did this thing. And he's like, well, technically, like, definitionally, well, actually, that wasn't an act of selflessness. That was just you being kind. And I was like, boy, leave. You need to go. Okay, I am over him. Anyway, that part was so fucking funny. But at the end, it's like, you know, we did it, Reddit. We broke the curse. And he's like, I love you. And she's like, I love you too. And then it ended. And I was just like, what just happened? Wait a minute. Like, we solved the bar thing in 2 seconds. All right? It was built up that he had, like, this massive debt. They spent a lot of time in the beginning of the movie setting up that he had so much debt. They solved it in 2 seconds. And then the rest of the movie was a montage. And then some really weird but incredible amounts of sexual attention coming from the mayor for every character that she talked to. It was very impressive. And then they're like, oh, the curse is broken. And I'm just like, this is all happening out of just very quickly nowhere. Like, what drugs were the writers on? I don't know, but they included bloopers at the end. And I was very grateful for that. I'm like, this is very entertaining. They were not great bloopers, I will say. But it did kind of humanize the production a little bit. So I did enjoy that part. But that was the movie. So that was A Mermaid for Christmas, I think it was called. So that's what I watched yesterday. I don't know. I loved the saltwater pool. That might have been my favorite part. It was just an extremely normal looking pool. And they're just like, saltwater pool. Just my mom installed a saltwater pool as if like that's just a thing that you do. Well, that technically wasn't an act of selflessness. That was an act of kindness. Like, you're fired. Get out of here. This doesn't look anything like the dog, but I will admit that this does look incredibly cute. I might turn it into a little person, actually. Just because the body is so long. But it looks like a little dude. It's so cute. I'm not offended. I'm like, this is cute. It's not what I wanted, but we got something else. We got something special out of it instead. But yeah, I definitely have some notes here to fix. Though if I am making it a dude, that means he's not wearing any pants. So, we're just gonna ignore that. Don't worry about it. Don't question it. Don't anything. Also, I was not at all paying attention to the time. I was just blabbing. He does kind of look like Charlie Brown. That's true. I didn't even think about that. That's funny. But drink water, everybody. All right. This dog is definitely going to have to just happen after Christmas. I'm just not going to finish this pattern in time. There's too much to fix. And I still have a commission to do. So, we're going to have Christmas in January. And I think I will feel much less stressed about that. Because I'm like, I gotta get the pattern done, like, ASAP, and then get it to testers, and then get all the pictures, and then, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just letting y'all know now. Pattern will come out next year. Although I looked up other AI patterns to see what other ones I could potentially do. And I don't know if it's because of the time that I was searching, because it's December, but all of the ones I found were Christmas themed. And I'm like, I don't want to have like a shit ton of last minute Christmas things to do. So I'll have to keep digging. Because people seem to like me doing this. Everybody seemed to like the snake one, which I really appreciate. And I do really want to make it look like the dog. So I'll have to find some non-Christmas themed one. I mean, I could always just put this off until like July, because then at least that would sort of make sense. Christmas in July. Hold on, what am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much to get this. Let me put a little bit more stuffing in though, because now that this is basically not a dog, I don't really need to pay attention to my pattern so much. I do want to at least make the hat though. So I think after this, I'll do the hat next. But I will say doing it in the loops didn't seem to work. The body is way too long. I'm just trying to wonder how they got it. Well, because it's not real. I was gonna be like, how did they get it so round? It's fake. I think the head was okay. The part that I was like worried about, I think that turned out okay. it's the body that very much needs assistance. Just adding more stuff in here. It's like, I feel like it's a little awkwardly shaped. I'm trying to squish it down. It is very cute though. I do like it. I think if I were to change it for the dog, it definitely needs one less red row at the top. No, two. Hold on. Because there's 1, 2, 3. Is there... How many rows did I do? God damn, I did way too many. I should maybe do 2. Because then it would look like the bottom, right? And I think that... Oh, but there's white. That's why. That's why this is getting fucked up. Because they don't have white in the original, is my guess. Okay. If I did 1 white, 1 red, 1 black, 1 red, 1 white. So each color gets 1 row. I think that'll... Let me write that down. 1 color per row. 1 color per row. And I think that will fix like the long body I've got going on right here. I can't get over how cute this is. This is gonna be like a little elf to put on a shelf. I never had that growing up. Did anybody else? Or is that just like a new thing? Because my nephews have it. My brother was doing it for them. And, but yeah, I'd never really like heard of it as like a thing. But like apparently in the night, it's supposed to move. And then if you see it move, then it won't, like that breaks the magic and then it won't move anymore, something like that. Okay. I just never heard of it before. So it was just me. Okie dokie. Because another thing that my nephews do for Christmas is called the pickle. And I had never heard of that before. And so I had to have my mom explain it to me. And apparently you buy a pickle ornament and then you hide it somewhere in the tree and then the kid has to find where it is in the tree. And she's like, oh, it came from Germany or something. And I'm like, okay. So I look it up and I shit you not, like the Wikipedia page that I found for it was like, oh, it was actually like a gimmick came up by an American who wanted to make money. And so he pretended it was like from German culture. And I'm like, and I told my mom that, and she's like, oh, well, that's disappointing. But they still do it anyway, and I just thought that was funny. There we go. Okay, I kind of didn't really do the butt that great, but we're just gonna kind of shove it. Okay, hold on, do one more loop and then we'll shove it in. Playing hide the pickle on Christmas. Stop it. These are children. Alright, pull really tight on the ass. Alright, and then that's what the bottom looks like. Cute! I do like the spiral that this does. Like pulling that really tight, just suck in the gut there. And then I kind of want to loop that one more time just to really put that in there. And we should have time for the hat, which is good. Because this guy needs a little hat. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Okay, there we go. I'm happy with my little dude. I feel like you could make make it an ornament, you know? I'm just trying to hide in the yarn right now. Alright, so mistakes were made, but we learned things. What did we learn? If a guy asks you out, say yes, or you will be cursed to be a mermaid. Good lessons that we learned today. Does she still get to live forever though? Or is she like completely... But she wasn't mortal to begin with, right? Like she was some god. I'm so confused. I don't want to rewatch the movie to figure this stuff out. It doesn't deserve a rewatch. Cause she was like a Greek like god princess thing. I don't know, man. But what does that make him? Because if so he's human. I don't know. She deserved better. He was too kind of like plain of a guy, you know? Okay. We have completed. I'm trying to do some shaping here. Ta-da! Little dude! So cute! Alright, let's make the hat. Let me skip to the hat. I hope the hat works out. Felt hat. Start in red. Magic ring of 4. Why did I do that? Oh, I hate tight magic rings. Oh, and reminder, in under an hour, we are doing our watch party. We won't be watching the mermaid one. Don't worry. We'll be watching a different movie. If you'd like to join, it'll be in the Discord. If you'd like to play along, there is bingo in the announcements. Alright. Then the next is a row of all singles. Okay, this is the worst part. The first stitch of a magic circle is always the worst, but then like when it's tiny like this, it's like even worse. Oh my god, get your ass in there. Just go. Just go. It's fine. Just get in there. Okay. Just make it work. Just make it work. Okay. We're good. We're good. 1. Oh god. I'm gonna have to concentrate. 2. It's so tiny. Where's the next one? 3? I think that's the 3. 3. Come on. Come on. Come on. 3, and then 1 more. I think that's this one. 4. Okay. We made a little dimple. Then it's increase all around. Good lord, working so small. I don't know how people do micro crochet. Y'all should Google that, micro crochet. It's kind of wild. I was following this person on YouTube, and they're doing a micro crochet granny square blanket. And each square is like, oh my god, get in there. Is like this big or something. It's incredibly small. And I forget all the tools that they use. I think they use like thread, like sewing thread. And it's nuts. I feel like I am too old to do micro crochet. Like my eyes are just, they haven't been that good in a long time. I need one of those like giant desk magnifying glasses things. They are so tiny. It's I don't know how they do it. I can't. I can barely do this right now, and this is like regular crochet. And some of them get really detailed too. But not for me. I need to put a limit, a stopper on the hobby interests. I mean, I'm already not interested in oil painting. So as far as like illustration stuff goes, like that wasn't gonna happen. Then it's like, okay, for physical crafts, what have I done? I've done wire working stuff. I've done stuff with wire. I've done stuff with clay. I've done stuff with both like the clay that you fire in a kiln and clay that you fire in an oven and air dry clay. So I've been all around different kinds of clay. What other weird stuff have I done? Paper mache. I've done jewelry. I've done what's it called? Where you like braid stuff. I did that with both thread and plastic. The plastic thing was a big thing when I was in middle school. This sort of like plasticky thread that everyone made friendship bracelet keychain things out of. I don't even know if they still sell that. I've done perler beads. Obviously crochet, sewing. What else? Oh, paper crafting. I've done paper craft. I've done stuff with foam. Okay. Yeah, but not micro crochet. That's not happening. For sure. Same with knitting. I am not going to knit. That was it. I had my one life experience when I was a child, and it was enough. It was sufficient. I am satisfied. No more. No matter how many times YouTube tries to recommend me knitting videos, which I don't know why. I'm like, because people who crochet also like to knit, but okay, I don't. But YouTube still insists on recommending me knitting videos. Along with sports sometimes, just weird. Like, yes, me, Sam, famous for liking sports. Such as the ball that you hit with the foot. Okay, next row. We gotta get the hat done. We're doing a single increase. Alright, this is a little bit more workable that it's getting bigger. Get in there. Every time I try and say like get in there, my brain goes to that what's the movie? Don't tell me. Oh, I can't remember, but the Arnold Schwarzenegger one where he has to go to Mars. So every time I think of it, I'm like, get your ass to Mars. Oh my god, I need to rewatch that movie. It was so good. My family and I quote it like so often. Mostly the 2 weeks part. Anytime any of us says like, oh, well, we're coming in 2 weeks, then we have to say 2 weeks. That was a wild movie. Okay. Is it looking like a hat yet? Shit, what did I just do? I forgot now. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. We're at step number 1. 2. 1. 2. It is so hard when they are so tiny. 16 times in 2 minutes? No, I'm sorry you're sick. And there's so many people sick right now. Ugh. It's crazy. Alexander's sick too. After about 12? Yeah. I used to do that a lot when I was younger. I'd wake up in the morning because I would just sneeze like crazy. My brother and I both did that. I don't think my oldest brother did though, which is weird. It's just the two of us. But we would say that it was because we saw the sun and that made us sneeze. And my mom and dad were just like shitting on us. Like, that's not a thing. And we grow up later and we learn it's a thing. That apparently if you look at the sun early after waking up, it can cause you to sneeze. The more you know. Have vacation in my skull via my nose. No. No. I'm sorry. I hope you get better soon. Let's see. This is kind of a weird hat shape though. Not that I've ever used them. You didn't need them anyway. So here's the hat so far. I have mixed feelings on the shape, but we're gonna just go with it. I feel like it's almost kind of not like that and more like this, you know? Alright, I need to undo that last stitch because we are going to be switching to white. I fucked this up. Whatever. Whatever. It's not the real thing anyway, who cares? It's a very strange it's a weird shape. I don't know why it's this shape. Alright. Pull in the white. Now we have the white. And now it is front loops, 2 single, 1 increase. I hope this is gonna look okay. YOLO. Oh my god. Just get in there, please. Why are you doing this to me? I crochet really tight too, which is probably where my knitting issue happened. Alright, you know what? You know what? Fuck that. We're not doing front loops only. Fuck that noise. Okay, 1, 2, 2. I'm glad you said it and not me. Listen, you'll see later, you're like, oh, it was a Christmas hat. Of course. It looked like that the whole time. One, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm like getting anxious now because I'm almost done. Alright, I did do my count wrong, but listen. It doesn't matter as long as it looks like a Christmas hat. 1, 2. Alright, and that should be the hat. If I really shape it well, how about that? Don't say what you think it looks like when I hold it like this. Don't you dare. It kind of does. I mean, maybe once I add the pom-pom. Alright? You shut the fuck up right now. It really does, though. I'm trying to, like, do the shaping. It's just making it worse. I think if I add the pom-pom, it'll be fine. Alright, we're gonna add the pom-pom. It'll fix everything. We're gonna commit. We're gonna commit. I'm cutting. There's no takebacks. I have severed it. And then we need to make the pom-pom. What did I do? Oh, it's another fucking magic ring of 4. Why did I do this to myself? Alright, magic ring of 4. Fix it in post. Exactly. Alright, here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we close up that. Actually, would that be enough? Yeah, that's already big enough. I'm sure the dot. Yes, the dot will solve everything. I don't know why you guys doubt me. When have I ever been wrong? Alright, I'm gonna change it. We're gonna switch it to just 1 for my sanity. And then we'll fix it. Everything will look beautiful. You're gonna be like, wow, that is the most wonderful, adorable, completely innocent Santa hat that I have ever seen in my life. I'll be like, thank you. Here we go. Can't you tell what it's supposed to be? Okay. Now we put this here. Right? I really should have showed that on stream. Twitch might ban me though. It's gonna be, you're gonna see, hold on, I gotta sew in the other side. Okay, just put that right there. And then pull. Look at that. Tell me that does not look like a Santa hat. Y'all doubted me. Totally looks like a Santa hat. What are you talking about? Doesn't look like anything else. Oh my god, there's look at this hot mess I have right here of just stuff. He was dropping. Oh man. Okay, we're gonna just start tying a bunch of knots and hope everything works out. Goodness. I have to remember how to do the fake stitch. I think it's this way. And then you go back in this one? Is that how you do it? Let me look up a tutorial again. Just put that, we'll just put that part in the back. And then if I put it like that, okay, where's the back? Here's the back. So let me shove, I'm gonna probably have to do some trimming. There's too many strands, too many jellyfish legs here. Shove all that in. Put that here. I want it off-centered because I think that'll look cuter. And then we'll just, hold on, put it like that. Can't see what I'm doing. Here we go. Listen. You're just jealous that you can't make nipple covers. But yeah, see? Listen to my bot. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of this thing. Pasties, yeah. I have an expert sewer as well. You're like, damn, all of these things that make this look so cute. I can't believe it's not butter. This is kind of a shoddy sewing job. Nobody look at this. No, it fell out. Nip slips. Goodness. Here we go. Yep. Probably should have left myself a longer tail. Nope, not there. It's getting hard to see what I'm doing as I'm sewing it up. Yeah, I definitely did not leave myself a long enough tail. We're gonna have to make it work, though. Alright, then we just do some shaping. I just realized the pom-pom isn't really on. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Let me shove this in. Just get that in there. There we go. Okay. Do some squish. Okay. You know, if I made this green, actually, it would kind of look like the Grinch. Not gonna lie. Oh yes, it is 30 minutes to watch party, and I think we did pretty good. You know, considering, although this happens. So that's just a thing right there. I don't know why, but it is. But anyway, so that is the little, not dog, something else. We'll turn him into something else. But yes, it is about 30 minutes to the watch party, so I am gonna get off, get myself some food, and get ready. But hopefully y'all enjoyed our little stream here. I gotta clean up all this stuff. So unfortunately, doggo not coming this year, but for my sanity, that's probably better anyway. We also didn't do this part for the belt, but anyway, it is what it is. So there's our little dude that we made today. Whenever the pattern is done, I'll go ahead and share it in the Discord, and obviously it'll be on my Ko-fi shop for free. But until then, I will see y'all in the Discord in about 30 minutes for watch time party. And other than that, hope you all have an awesome rest of your week, an awesome rest of your day, and yeah. So thanks for now. See y'all next time. Bye.